Chapter 15 of Kidnap on the California Comet by M.G. Leonard and Sam Sedgman. Chapter 15, The Unbelievable Tooth. Now this bit of the story sounds like it gets a bit gruesome, but I promise you it will all come out right in the end. You'll need to trust me on it, okay? Hadley pointed at a line of red and yellow metal boxes that dispensed newspapers. "Look, maybe there's news about the kidnapping. They might have found Marianne," said Mason, sounding hopeful. Hadley dropped 4 quarters from her pocket into the slot of one of the boxes and yanked open the hatch, pulling out a paper. A photograph of Marianne's face filled the front page. "They haven't found her," she said as they crowded around her to read. There's the headline of the newspaper. Look, it's called The Daily. The name of the newspaper is The Daily. And the headline, so the main news on the front page, "Billionaire's Daughter Snatched." So we know, don't we, that that's about Marianne. The billionaire is August Razor, and Marianne is his daughter, and she got kidnapped. And here's the newspaper article. Look, it's been put in the book. Can you see how it's been made to look a bit different, like it's from a newspaper? 13-year-old Marianne Razor, daughter of tech billionaire August Razor and UN Ambassador Camille Brodeur, was kidnapped last night from Omaha Station. The kidnapper, dressed in black with their face obscured, left a ransom note demanding money for her safe return. Concerns for Marianne Razor's safety escalated when a tooth was delivered to her father's home in San Francisco in the early hours of this morning. DNA tests confirm it belongs to the kidnapped girl. A maroon Chevrolet used for the abduction was a hire car. It was found abandoned a few streets away from the station, leaving the police with no significant leads in the case. Hadley had gone deathly pale. "They pulled out her tooth like the ransom note said. I didn't think they'd actually do that." "A few streets away," Hal muttered, looking up at the facade of the station, where a neon sign said, "Union Station, travel by train." Ugh! None of this makes sense. He felt sick. I think that shows how stressed he's feeling about it, doesn't it? How unhappy that it's making him feel sick. "They must have had a second car waiting," Mason said. "They switched cars. That's why the police didn't catch them." "I need to think," Hal snapped, turning away and walking back into the station. His heart was banging on his ribs as if it was trying to break out. He felt tears pricking the backs of his eyes. He clenched his fists, suddenly furious again at his uncle for not watching Marianne like he'd promised. As he climbed the stairs to the footbridge, clues swirled about his mind, taunting him. Mason and Hadley hurried after him. Hal pulled out his sketchbook, leaned it against the railing in the middle of the bridge, and lightly marked perspective lines on a clean page. Who would want to kidnap Marianne Razor? His pencil darted across the paper, furiously outlining the stone edifice of the old station in front of him. Edifice means the front of the building. "If it's Zircona, it's not for $10 million, is it? That's not a lot of money to Razor, or to them. Are they after the secrets to Razor's inventions? Perhaps." He drew the arc of the stadium-like roof. "But if that's what they're after..." He cleared his throat and blinked back his tears, concentrating on marking in the station clock. "Then they don't need to pull out her teeth." "You okay?" Hadley asked softly. "I can't get that sweet wrapper out of my head," he replied. "It means something. I know it." "When we get back on the train, we'll check the sweet bowls," Mason said. Hal stared down at the California Comet, drawing the snaking carriages. 2 workers in blue Amtrak uniforms were unloading boxes of food and supplies from a trolley. 3 in yellow hard hats wiped suds from the windows of the sightseer lounge with a long mop. Suds means soapy bubbles. Seconds later, they appeared in his picture. "They're cleaning the windows because the Rockies are coming up," Hadley said quietly. "The view is out of this world." Hal expanded his sketch to the platform. Adelbert Cabbage was sitting on a bench with Julio on her lap. Vanessa Rodriguez stood at the far end of the platform, glaring at the lizard. Hal wondered again why Officer Bucky had been talking to her in Omaha. "There's Ryan's dad," Hadley pointed out Gene Jackson hurrying along the platform. He had a duffel bag slung over his shoulder. "He's in a hurry." Gene Jackson appeared in the drawing. "Is it like a computer inside your head right now?" Mason asked. "Except instead of zeros and ones, you have pictures fitting together like jigsaw pieces. Is that how the detecting thing works?" "Right now, my mind is completely blank," Hal muttered. "Seymour Hart's getting back onto the train," Hadley pointed. "What is that man up to?" Mason asked. "Look." Hadley leaned over the railway. "You can see down into the Silver Scout from up here." They all peered over the bridge and through the glass roof of August Fraser's observation dome. It was possible to make out the murky shapes of his bedroom furniture. "I wonder if my hoodie is in there somewhere." "It'll be in Marianne's bedroom," Hal replied. "That's round the other side." "I know it's not important compared to what's happened to Marianne, but I'm sad about losing that hoodie. Dad had it made specially for my birthday. I don't want to have to tell him I lost it." "I wish we could have a look inside," Mason said, resting his head on his hands. "There might be a clue in there." "It's locked," Hal said. "There's a key code to get in." "We could try to work it out," Hadley suggested. "It may be something simple like 000. "I don't think August Razor would have 000 as his door code," Mason scoffed. "He's a genius." "Well then, maybe it's like the Fibonacci sequence," said Hadley, "or a famous number like pi, 3.14159. Except that goes on for infinity." Hal pointed his pencil at Frank Moretti, who was yawning and stretching as he stepped off the train. "Look, there's your dad." "Anytime Pop needs a number, he uses Elvis's birthday," said Mason. "It's the code for his cell phone, for his bank card, everything." "He's looking for us," Hadley said, watching her father amble up the platform. She lifted her hand and waved. "Pop!" Frank Moretti spotted them and waved back. Hadley and Mason ran down the stairs to meet him. Hal closed his sketchbook and was about to follow them when he glimpsed movement in the master bedroom of the Silver Scout. He leaned out over the railings, his whistle dangling from his neck. He studied the dome, but saw nothing more through the glass. He frowned. There shouldn't be anyone in there. He wished he knew the code to the door. Closing his eyes, he pictured Marianne's fingers on the keypad. He saw her index finger press the first button. It was the number 7. Ooh, I wonder if Hal's detective mind is going to bring back to him a visualization of her pressing all the buttons. Do you think he's going to be able to work it out? We'll have to wait and see. Bye for now.